Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Hey guys, in this one we're going to talk about the M portion of the simple leadership model, and that is having a strong and motivating message. Strong leaders like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they all had a strong motivating message in their greatest speeches. For example, Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where will not be judged by the color of the skin but by the content of the character. I have a dream today." And then there was another great leader by the name of Jesus Christ, where he said that the greatest among you is the servant of all. And then there was one called Thomas Jefferson, where he said that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. There are numbers and hosts of leaders that we can look up to. Mandela said that never and never and never again shall we let a system of oppression marginalize other people. And those are strong motivating messages. And if you want to be the best leader possible, you need to have a core message that you can get across to other people. Remember, we said you need to start with why, start with the why, the cause and the purpose and the belief, and you're able to influence another people in the speeches that you deliver and the presentations that you make. One movie, it's called Braveheart, William Wallace, where, who was this guy? Mel Gibson, where he said, "They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom." Those strong messages like that will be able to move people towards a greater ideal and greater forms of action. And here are some pointers around a strong and a motivating message that you can get across. One is that message needs to have a purpose. What is the purpose of that message? Just think about it. Because I mean, if you have a message without a purpose, it's like a ship without a rudder. It's just going to end up out at sea. It's going to be a wrecked derelict. What is the purpose of the message? It can be to inform, to persuade, to entertain, or to inspire. But so the very first thing about the message, you need to think about what the purpose of it is going to be. Then another thing is for you to think about 3 dimensions. There's something called the rule of 3, where us as human beings were able to process things in groups of 3. So in Hollywood, you've got a beginning, a bigger beginning. We've got a problem, a conflict, then you have a resolution. In mathematics, you've got height, you've got width, and you've got depth. And what you need to think about is breaking out your motivating message into 3 different stages and 3 core ideas, so it's going to be more effective. The other is for you to use emotive language, because I remember we talk all of us are emotional creatures. You're supposed to use emotive language to be able to incite action into other people. Martin Luther King was a good example of this. Barack Obama was a good example of this. There are many Southern African Toastmaster speakers out there who are very good at using emotive language. If you look at politicians and the rhetoric that they use, they are always using emotive language. So be sure to use emotive language for you to have craft a strong message. And then there is always conflict and a resolution. We love drama, whether we want to admit it or not. There needs to be a conflict and a resolution to that. And then think about a common enemy and a common struggle that you are going up against, whether it can be crime, it can be low wages, it can be not reaching out to your ideal. What is that common enemy that you can unite people around in your motivating message? And then also, the message needs to be relevant, because it makes no sense for you to have craft a message that is not going to be relevant to me, the person at the moment in time, because at that moment in time I'm not really going to care about that, because you may be talking about saying to the youth of today that you need to execute, where not just for them the relevance is that, can we at least just try? Can we at least just take one step forward? Yeah, because we're not at the point where we can execute 100%. So your message needs to be relevant to the times. And then also there needs to be a call to action. What is it that you want people to do? What is it that you want to achieve? Do you want them to go and buy your product? Do you want them to sign up for an organization? Do you want them to grow and to learn and to succeed? What is that call to action that you need for you to craft your message? So remember that being a leader means that you've got this core message that you want to to share it to other people. I've got other videos of myself speaking. I think I'll just link that up to this one right now, where I talk about 3 dimensions, where I talk about my own core, my cause, purpose, and belief. And there are a whole host of videos that you can look at of people who have got a strong, motivating message. So if you want to be the best leader possible, start with the why, craft your own message, and be able to deliver it with the effectiveness. And remember, success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
It can be the day that turns your life around. All you need is a reason to turn you on. The day my life changes. Now who can do that? Anybody. When can you do it? Whatever day you pick.